Today, I have a story to tell you guys that might just change your life forever, in the same way that it has changed mine. But first, you should know that I haven't fapped for like 10 years, so for me, this was something that involved women and not my hand. Now, to understand how this works, you need to understand that testosterone is the key male hormone that makes you a man. This hormone is single-handedly responsible for regulating your fertility, muscle mass, fat distribution, and so much more. And in other words, without enough of this hormone, you will only be a shell of the man that you could be. All those guys that you see out there with perfect ripped muscles and low body fat, they're achieving such results through the use of synthetic steroids, which are man-made chemicals that essentially emulate the effects of natural testosterone. But as is always the case with anything, it is important to maintain a balance. Too much testosterone is just as bad as too little. You've probably heard about the NOFAP movement, but maybe you didn't know what it actually meant and how it might change your life. In today's world, you have many guys who learn how to fap at a young age. And here's the problem with that. These young men begin to believe that fapping is an acceptable form of release. And here's what happens. Some time ago, there was a study done on mice, and what they did was put mice in a cage and hook them up to something that could feed certain types of drugs into their body. And the mice were all given a lever that they could pull to get more of their chosen substance. And what the researchers found was that if given an unlimited supply, the mice would basically sit there and pull the lever all day long every day. So in other words, they completely lost sight of everything around them and didn't care about anything else except pulling the lever. Now picture this. Many young men in today's world are the mice, and fapping is the lever that they can't stop pulling. Think about it. The release that you get from doing this activity can be extremely addictive. And one of the main reasons for this is basic human psychology. You see, as humans, we are all naturally lazy. And the word lazy in this situation simply means that we like to get the most reward for the least amount of effort. And fapping basically gives any guy the ability to get all the rewards that he wants with very little effort. Why would we want to go out and hunt chickens in the wild if we can just drive to the grocery store and buy one? You guys already know that the effort needed to go out and find a good-looking woman is much greater than the process needed to accomplish what fapping accomplishes in the span of a few minutes. So many guys just continue this activity. But then something sinister happens, and it goes from an occasional activity to something much more and becomes a habit. And then for some guys, it becomes a bad habit where it's done multiple times per day. I always talk about how all of life is like walking a tightrope. Too much in either direction and you will fall. The math that makes the entire universe work is so precise that if you change the numbers by like 0.0001%, everything would cease to exist. The problem that many guys are facing is not that they engage in this activity, but that they simply do it too often. If we go back thousands of years, the Greeks were onto something. Back in this time, Greek warriors would actually go for a long time before a release if they had a huge fight coming up. Here's a little secret. If you ask extremely successful men in this world how they got to where they are, many of them will say the one thing that got them there was delayed gratification. So you think, okay, but what does that actually mean? Did they delay gratification when it comes to spending money? Or maybe it was delaying gratification for something else. Think about that for a second. Even today, some of the greatest boxers to ever walk the face of the earth purposefully restrain from release before a big fight. The Greek warriors in ancient times did the same. And this was thousands of years ago, before we had all of the advanced technology that we have now to decode why they were actually doing it. So how did they know to do this? The great Muhammad Ali, Floyd Money Mayweather, and even Mike Tyson all avoided release before a fight. Muhammad was said to have gone 6 weeks without it before a fight. And Mike Tyson is said to have gone 5 years without release when he was coming up. So what does this all mean for you? Basically, the activity of frequent fapping causes an imbalance of testosterone within your body. But it's not just fapping. Any of that sort of activity with a girl is the same thing. You might be like me and be a guy who hasn't fapped in like 10 years, but if you have a girlfriend or you're out hooking up with girls every single night, these super frequent releases can have the same negative effect on your body. Testosterone is the lifeblood of a man. So why would any sane guy want to constantly drain his body of this ingredient on a regular basis? Testosterone can make a man courageous, more confident, and more like a man in every possible way, because that's literally what this hormone is designed to do. The study that sparked an entire movement showed that after just 7 days of not releasing or delaying gratification, men were able to achieve a 145.7% increase in their testosterone levels. So in other words, avoiding pleasure allows you to build up testosterone levels in your body. allowing them to attach to the receptors at various points and make you more of a man. But this isn't really about the studies. It's about something much more important than that. Even if all of the studies were wrong, there is a universal truth hidden here that will remain constant throughout time. And it's that delaying gratification is a major factor in achieving success in anything, whether it be higher testosterone levels or more money saved to invest. The whole NOFAP thing can teach you something that can completely change your life, and it's called patience. Any great success that is worth having in life takes patience and the ability to sacrifice today for a much, much better tomorrow. And after trying this out for myself, which for me involved basically avoiding girls altogether, I have began to notice the real benefits. I feel more confident, more dominant, and you could say that I feel more like a man than I ever have before. And I think that this could work for you too. Let me know in the comments if this has worked for you or if you're going to try it. And if you guys are interested in becoming a better man, check out my new channel, Stronger Men. The link is in the description. And with that said, until next time, thanks for watching.